before we go to Joshua Kessler and through it all, I want to say good morning to each and every one of you. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend. Your Sabbath is being rolling, and Paul and Mark for the In the News. We want to thank them for, of course, their controversial contribution on a Sunday morning to keep the fires burning. Listen to a part of it, and I was really I wanted to actually send something in on this lady, that this bishop that's has this same sex or whatever it is stuff going on, but I decided to drive instead of type, and hence the reason I arrived here in good time. Anyway, this morning on the Rev Hope Show, we have an unbelievable guest. Many of you know him probably more than I do, but he has been one of our presenters here for, I don't know, since the radio began, it seemed like.
Yeah, quite a number of years.
A number of years, but it's Craig Young. Craig, good morning to you.
Morning, and morning to you listeners.
Great. We're going to chop it up with Craig, find out, first of all, I want to know what his inspiration has been. I don't want to work with nobody's child, but this guy continues to work with people's children. And every week, up until the recent passing of his sister, every week he's been pretty consistent. He'd been pretty consistent with a program, and I don't mean just a small program. It's a whole dramatic presentation of several children. So we're gonna chop up all of those. Let's have a word of prayer, and then we go back to Through It All with Joshua Kessler, and we're back on the other side with Craig Young here on Adventist Radio London. It's the Rev Hope Show. Your Sunday morning is about to take off. Father, in Jesus' name, we ask that you will guide us now every single step of the way. Give us insight and foresight as we move forward. We ask for your spirit to take control, be with each listener, be with every aspect of the program, and ultimately allow your name to be glorified. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen and amen. A little bit here with Joshua, and we're back on the other side. It's Adventist Radio London. I tell you, it's the Rev Hope Show.
I've been to lots of places. I've seen a lot of faces. There's been times I felt so all alone. But in my lonely hours, yes, those precious lonely hours, Jesus lets me know that I'm his own. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus, and I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word.
Oh, I tell you, if my dad was still alive, man, he would be jamming to this song on a Sunday morning. He loved this song, man. Didn't go to church, but loved this song.
Yeah, very good song. Very good song. Through it all.
Through it all, man. I tell you, that's my testimony there. I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Well, guys, we got Craig Young here in studio. I'm used to seeing him with his wife and his daughter beside him. He left them in bed today.
Yeah, left them in bed. They were up late last night, so left them getting some rest.
Yeah. Well, nevertheless, man, the man goes out early. Amen. And the other thing is, Craig came in this morning, man, and he had a black bag with him with some goodies, man. And I saw him on, I think it was Facebook, with some produce.
Yeah.
And he bought me some produce, man. Craig, tell the people a little bit about what you do in the garden.
Well, since about 2 years ago, I've got an allotment spot. I've waited 7 years for that, and I've been planting. But through planting, it has teach me a lot about having a growth mindset, and just the same way as you grow these plants and you watch them grow into something, a little seed producing so much fruit. I spend a lot of time, and it gives me respite, just being able to relax in the garden and do that. So I got an allotment last year. I planted half of it, and this year I managed to get the UCY team and everybody to come in. And
so you get the young people in there?
Yeah, the young people. It's about the UCY children, they come in and they plow, they reap, they weed the plant. Last year we had a cookout. They came and, we had a good soup and, vegetable soup, and enjoying that, so
That's deep, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I always thought, and that's one reason I don't have an allotment, because I thought that let me know I'm going old. So, so I said I'm not getting an allotment, man. All my friends have allotments and stuff, and they bring the produce, and I don't mind getting it.
Yeah.
But I said I ain't going in there because it made me think I'm getting old. But
They-
now you say young people
No,
involved.
no young people involved. You know what inspired me even more is neighbors of mine coming because at my house I plant my back garden and my front garden is
Yeah.
planted with fruits. The neighbor came and saw pumpkin and like I didn't know that's how pumpkin grow.
Oh wow.
They didn't know it grew on a vine.
Right.
I'm like, wow, and just yesterday was last week I gave my neighbor some tomatoes and the orange ones, and he said, I didn't know that you could eat orange tomatoes. I thought they had to be red.
Red, yeah.
Like people just think that you just get food on your table but don't know where it's coming from.
Yes.
So it's about an education of
Right.
your children. Let them know that the food doesn't appear on your
Right.
plate.
Right.
It grows from somewhere.
Right.
So so that's the inspiration of getting the children involved, getting the families involved, and
Right. Right.
working in the farm.
Right, great. So the growth mindset. The last time I heard that statement was at educational conference.
Yeah.
That I went to, and they did a whole day on the growth mindset, and so I decided to add it to so many things that I do,
Yeah.
and it works, man.
Yeah, it does work. I've been doing this for, since the pandemic. I've been working with children on growth mindset and the development of our mind and how that helps us to be who we are. I remember Pastor Williams many years ago preaching a sermon about, how do you prepare for death?
Wow.
And talking about the process, what happens. And a lot of people, even now when I speak to people, they are afraid to talk about what happens if their partner, their mother, their father, when they get that message, how do they move on? But having those conversations, and developing that mindset is a whole different thing, and I try to do that in the classroom with children as
Right.
well. And then having this allotment, you can relate so much about planting and growing fruits and vegetables to a growth mindset.
Yeah. Well, okay. It may seem like I may have to go get an allotment now, and bring some young people along.
Yeah. You see, it's not about you doing all the job. You get people along, your
Right.
friends and family, because when I'm at the allotment and the guys see the young people coming in and friends coming in to do and help out,
Yeah.
makes it easy.
Yeah.
So I was away in Jamaica for my sister's funeral. I have friends who would go and water the garden.
Okay.
I was away for a week. The drought is here. People come on and board.
I was going to say, Craig, because you always away. So I don't know how you do what you do, because you produce programs every week.
Yeah.
And then you got the allotment.
Yeah.
And then when I see you, you're in Stevenage.
Yeah.
And then you got your weekly, your job that you do on a daily basis. And then you're a dad. And then you're a husband. Elder.
It's the grace of God, It's the grace of God. I'm a product of the grace of God, just going through, doing His will, and He gives me the strength, and until the body starts saying no, you just keep on doing that.
Because 1 minute I turn around, you're evangelizing in South Africa. I say, is there anything this guy can't do, man?
Well, I developed that mindset of never saying no.
Yeah.
It's about exploring and getting the experience and allowing yourself to be used
Yeah.
by God for His purpose, and He gives you opportunities, and you just have to take those opportunities and go with them. And I remember many years ago when I got into teaching, somebody said, when you're a teacher, you're everything. And just after leaving teaching college in Jamaica, somebody asked me to do a program at church, and then to do this poem, and I'm like, who am I to do all these things?
Yeah.
So it's that taking the opportunities and just never saying no.
Yeah. Before we continue our conversation with Craig Young, I just want to remind everybody, if you want to get a message through, you want to make a comment on what we're talking about, 82228, write the word hope, and then your message, 82228, write the word hope, and then your message. and we'll read out whatever you say. We are live on Instagram, Adventist Radio London, and we're live on YouTube, Adventist Radio London. If you've heard Craig, but you don't know what he looks like, you may want to come on these platforms and take a look. YouTube and Instagram, we are there. You can see what we look like. And of course, if you want to send a message on WhatsApp, 0745 964 2898. Any one of those messages will get to us, and we'll be happy to have the conversation or to ask the question or make the comment that you'd like us to do. Now, well, Craig, let's begin with the journey.
Yeah.
As a young boy, I mean, did you grow up an Adventist?
As far as I can remember, my parents were Adventists. My grandparents were Adventists.
Oh, wow.
So my mother was an Adventist. That's my mother's mother. And yeah, I remember growing up in the church. My home was a very humble home, but that's where everybody would come for lunch.
Yeah.
Next to my house, there was an even evangelistic campaign going on. So my mom is a great cook. She would always cook for church lunch and so forth. So that's what I can remember from a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you grew up in the church, or at least in an Adventist environment.
Yeah.
And you grew up in Jamaica?
Yeah, in Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
Westmoreland, Jamaica.
Westmoreland.
Yes, man.
You know,
the best. West is the best.
West is the best. Yeah. It's funny. The first place I went to in Jamaica was in that area. I flew into Mobay, and I was doing a wedding in Savlamar.
Yeah, that's pretty close to me.
Yeah, and right next to a school, there's a church, Adventist church.
Yes, that's Sav High.
Yeah. So that's where we did the wedding, and so that was my entry into Jamaica, in that area. A young lady called. She goes to Wilson Church, and she'll be happy that I called her young. Her name is Sandra Rhodes, and she was the one. They lived in that area, so she would bring me wonderful breadfruit and mango and
sugar
cane and roast breadfruit too. You know, in the morning before I even get up, man, they would bring it for me, man, and I used to really enjoy those mornings. I spent about a month there, I think. Yeah. You can't go to Jamaica for a week.
Yeah. Can't go for a week.
No.
For that long journey, you need to spend some good time.
Spend some time. Plus the sunshine and the water and all that kind of, and the fruits. Oh, goodness gracious. But I'm in love with Mobay. That's my little spot. Just the vibe in that town. I love it. I went to a few other places, but that was the spot. Yeah. Of course, I went to the uni. And Mandeville and all of that. Mandeville just remind me of England.
Yeah, Mandeville is the cool England. Yeah. A lot of people leave Jamaica and go to Mandeville.
Yeah,
because that's where you get the cool
it's
weather.
Cool. Yeah. But it's too far from the beach, man.
Yeah. You need to go to Moby or Ochi or Negril to get to the beach.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Negril is nice. I went to Lucy up there.
Yeah.
And it was Independence Day. I remember that. It was Independence Day. They deck off the whole place
in yellow and black.
And listen, man, and they got speaker box big like this place in the road, you know.
Yeah. That's a typical thing, you know. When you go to Jamaica, when you're in Jamaica, you know, a Sunday like this, you hear the gospel blurting out from everywhere.
Everywhere. But nevertheless, that's Jamaica. So, Craig, you grew up in Jamaica. When did you come to the UK?
I came to the UK first in 2000.
Oh, wow.
On holiday. So I was, after many years in banking, I decided that I was going to change career.
Okay.
And I started to teach people to drive myself. So I left the banking world. I was teaching people to drive. And realizing that, people are saying I'm good at teaching. But, for having teaching people to drive, you had to go and find your customers. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to not having to do this?
Yes.
So I said, let me go into education. I didn't like, my wife is a nurse, but I didn't like nursing. I didn't like anything to do with guns. I was afraid of guns. Silly, so I'm not going to go in the army, the police or whatever. I'm not going to go into medicine. So I said, let me do teaching and I went back. Did 3 years at Michael, D Michael they call it, and did teaching there. And then in 2002, after my first year of teaching out of college in Jamaica, I came here.
Okay.
And I've been here since then.
Wow. Before I ask you a little bit about UCY, I need to ask you where did this brain initiative come from? Bricks Kids, UCY, VBS. I mean, everywhere I turn, you got a kids program. Where did this love for the children or ministry for the children come from?
So it started out when my daughter was born.
Really?
Yeah, so everything I do, and I always say it's because of my daughter. My daughter was born in 2011, and I wanted to make sure that when she grows up in church, there was programs for her.
Yes,
Because
amen.
I go where and I see children's program, and it's just people reading from the quarterly. The Sabbath school is not, exciting and so forth. So I had my daughter, and I started going around to every church to see if I can find the best Sabbath school,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find one in any church. And I was thinking, no, because I didn't want my daughter to grow up saying church was boring.
Yes. Right.
So the Lord has a funny way of doing things. I was asked to lead the children's ministry department.
Oh, really?
And this was not something that, I was even thinking that I would, I'm thinking children, I teach children, but can I lead children in the
yeah.
department? But they asked me to, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
So I started leading, and I'm thinking, I have to make this exciting. So I changed the name from Sabbath School, and I said Bricks Kids because I was
Right.
at Brixton
Right at the
Church
time, yeah.
At the time, still a member of Brixton Church. So I started Bricks Kids,
Okay.
and it's the same Sabbath School, but just looking at the manual, looking at the Sabbath School quarterlies and everything, I thought, let's change this to make it more modern.
Yes.
So I created a program. People have to sign up, welcome pack, all of that, and I just made it the same program that has been there for years, but just modernizing.
Yeah.
Not changing the message, not changing anything, but
Yeah.
modernizing and getting people on board to support. And people were just visiting and coming on board. Parents were, engaging. And then I think the year before that, Delrose Green, she is a member of the Brixton. She was leading the children ministry church before, and she asked me. She said, "Craig, I have this VBS to run, but I don't have a clue what to do. Here's the manual. Can you run it for me? Can you look at
Wow.
it?" And I look at it, and I'm thinking, yeah, this I can do. This sounds exciting because I remember VBS back in Jamaica. The only thing I can remember of that was drawing a rose on a glass.
Oh, yes.
And
Yeah,
painting it.
painting it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the only thing I could remember.
Yes,
And I
yes, I
saw this
remember those
program
days.
and thinking, wow, this seems exciting. So I got it and I created this program, and it was the first time VBS was going to be run at Brixton.
Wow.
And I said, I'm going to go all out for this. But because it was not something that was done at church,
Right.
I said, it was a hard sell.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, I'm going to run this. It's going to cost this much, and we need to fundraise for it. And it was difficult to get the church to support that program.
Yeah.
But people were donating, and I said, whatever I got from the members, the church will match it. They did support it because I was willing to say I'm going to use my tithe to support it.
Lord have
Pay for
mercy.
the resources
Radical.
and give you the receipt
Yeah,
because
yeah,
this was
yeah.
something we needed.
Yeah.
And the first VBS was 40 children.
Wow.
40 children. And
That's quite a bit, though.
yeah, and
I thought you were going to say like 14 or
no, it was 40
What?
children, and adults came on board. And when people saw it and saw the product of it and how the children are engaging,
Yeah.
from then on,
Yeah.
it wasn't a problem. People were donating. I said, no, this is an evangelistic effort for
Nice.
the community children. And the best way to reach people is through the community,
Yeah.
through the children.
Yeah.
So if you get children, because in teaching you see people from reception, year 1, year 2, they come to see the children do assembly, even if
Right.
it's just to hold up a
Yeah.
paper or anything, and they're taking pictures and feel proud. So if
Yeah.
you can get that principle in for the children in the community, we are good. So the first year we had 40 children and some adults, and then the next year I didn't have to advertise.
Wow.
Over 100 children,
What?
over 30 adults, and people are just, and it continues right up until I think the last one I did at Brixton was 20 18. Yeah, just
Wow.
before the
Just
pandemic.
about the pandemic, yeah.
And every year we had hundred of people doing
Goodness
VBS.
gracious.
And then I realized Bricks Kids is a concept that needed to be in every church
Right.
because my daughter has been always involved, and parents who have seen the vision get their children involved and leading out, and now part of Bricks Kids UCY and leading all the programs that we do. So that was the start of the VBS and the children's ministry, and it has been working. And now trying to get that into all the churches to
Yeah.
make sure they stop at
Yeah.
school and the VBS is going. And I've seen this year, I think is the most VBS have been
Really?
happening in churches, all
churches,
over.
yeah.
Some of them I don't even know. So if you're doing VBS out there,
Yeah.
please let me know,
Yeah.
so we can visit and support and give you all the support.
And of course, just send it in here. We can advertise for you.
Yeah.
On our bulletin board on Thursdays and Fridays, we can definitely advertise your VBS. So, Craig, you did Bricks Kids at Brixton. Then one day I was sitting in here and I got a notification that we're now broadcasting UCY.
Yeah.
And tell us what the acronym stands for.
United Children and Youth. We are looking at how we give children unlimited creativity for the youth. And it
I like
could
that.
be Uncle Craig Young.
Oh yeah, it's the same
So
initials.
it's the
man.
same initials, Uncle Craig, because it was my friend or a co-worker of mine,
I like that.
Once we had Bricks Kids, she was always UC, and she called me Uncle UC, and then I was like, why?
Why?
So Uncle Craig Young. So I say UCY. I said, why? So yeah, it's a play on word.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the children, from Bricks Kids, we're changing because the children. My daughter is now 18. All
Yeah.
of them are now 18.
Oh, right,
Some
sure.
of them, graduating from secondary school and to uni because. So they don't want to be called kids anymore.
Kids, yeah. I get
They
it.
united
I
all the
get it.
children and the youth
I
together.
get
in
it,
this
yeah,
program. But
yeah.
it's about unlimited creativity for these young people.
Mm.
So how can we develop them? How can we give them a leadership skill? And what I've found is the children that during the pandemic who were part of Bricks Kids then and UCY, they are doing great things in their community,
Wow.
in their school. They are
Wow.
standing out because of the experience of producing programs on radio, online during the pandemic, and the skills that they're doing. So I have to mention one of them, Christian, who's very good at animation.
Oh wow.
And when we had the pandemic, he was always doing animating sketch. And when he went to secondary school, he has special needs, and when
Okay.
he went to secondary school, he was above where most of the children in
Really?
grade 7 are. Yeah, and
Wow.
saying these skills he has. The mom was saying, Marcia was saying, this boy has more skills and he's prepared for what we're doing in year 9, year 10.
Yeah.
But he's already doing that.
Wow.
I have Jaden who, went awarded a BBC award for helping his community, swimming miles, going to St. Lucia to do VBS with his grandmother.
What?
Yeah, lots of
Listen, man, you got superstars.
superstars.
You got superstars, man.
superstars.
Listen, let's stick a pin back on the other side. I want to talk a little bit, Craig, when we come back, about literally working with the children, because I'm old school, and back then we used to have a strap on the side,
Yeah, I
just
grew
in
up-
case. Yeah. So I'm not saying it's right, guys. So I don't need any emails or nothing to handle that. Okay. All I want to know is how you are able to control these kids and make them into the superstars that they've become. It's Adventist Radio London, and I'm telling you, man, let's do Marvin Sapp. And back on the other side, song's called Changed, and we're back with Craig Young of UCY, Uncle Craig.
The other day I was thinking to myself,
Marvin Sapp, and the song is "I've Been Changed," and we're going to put it there back to it again. A few more words, and we'll be right back to the song. Let me also say, guys, if you're out there this morning, I wonder how your church service was going yesterday. How was your church service going yesterday? I was in Swindon. Craig, where were you yesterday?
I was at Lewisham.
You was in Lewisham.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm surprised. I thought you were, because I saw your pictures. You look like you were somewhere. People trying to guess where you were.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't in the country.
No, it was. Where I was in Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, so took my sister's daughter over to Scotland for university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her mom was supposed to be with her.
But it don't look like you guys were settling in for university. It looked like you were taking vacation.
I was the chauffeur.
Oh, you were
yeah,
the chauffeur.
yeah. So
You drove all that way?
drove over
I
to
see.
Netherlands, and I was a chauffeur, and my sister Cassandra was there with me, and my wife and my daughter.
Okay.
So got the opportunity while she's settling in at the university to go to the seaside to explore the country.
Okay.
Stop over in Belgium on the
Okay.
way back, and exploring because
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in Jamaica for the holiday,
Okay.
and my sister was supposed to come
Oh.
and settle her in. So we were going to do a switch where she come here and send them over to Netherlands, and I then go to Jamaica and take over her place.
Yeah.
But she passed away before, so yeah,
Ah,
we
boy.
have to take on the battle.
Yeah.
and fulfill
Yeah.
that, so,
And that's what family's for.
yeah.
And but yeah, I saw you out there, man. I said, Craig finally taking a vacation. But now you told me you went to settle somebody in.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a real vacation, because you've had a year and a half, boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's say hi to some of the people before we get into the questions about how to deal with the children. Marriage ministry and motherhood. Good morning to you. Wonderful, which is our Charlie. Good morning to you.
Greg.
Yeah. Good
Greg
morning to
Holiday.
you, Greg. Westmoreland. Craig, I don't know. I didn't know you were my people.
Of course, yes, wonderful. Yep.
yeah.
We are Westmorelites.
Westmoreland. I like that. I like that. KNT Photography. Good morning to you. My dad is from Westmoreland. Really? Well, everybody from Westmoreland. And what's that? Cutely.
Cutely curious. That's Auntie Marcia.
Ah,
Yeah.
good morning. Good morning. Tally, good morning to you. And
Mars.
March, good morning to you. And the last one, small question, Uncle Craig. Did Pathfinders help your foundation in doing UCY and Bricks Kids?
The interesting question.
Yeah.
No, Pathfinder. No, I was never a Pathfinder.
Yeah, I never was
I
either.
was never a Pathfinder. I started it just before I left Jamaica, and I started the master guide training. But I didn't grow up with Pathfinder. I think the foundation for UCY Bricks Kids is my teaching career.
Yeah.
So I've always been teaching. I've been teaching for over 25 years now.
25 years?
Yep.
Craig, you don't look 25.
You see, we're matching. If you can see, we have the same haircut and glasses. I was trying in black and all.
We're matching, man.
We're matching. Yeah, brother, we could be twins.
My brother Craig. Man.
Yeah, so I think that's where I got the inspiration, because I started to use what I was doing in the classroom in the Sabbath school programs, and just creating, because it's a school, Sabbath school, so using that, but not being as strict the way you're going to do exams. It's just making it creative and fun while you learn. So
Now there's a guy that I told you about, this young man Kai that came in the other day, and me and Pastor Barrett was doing a Sabbath school thing we do in the morning, recording that, and so we decided to bring in a young person's perspective as to why he doesn't enjoy Sabbath school. And I thought it was interesting. He said it's because of the word school.
yeah.
He said all his life he didn't like school. He wasn't, go to school, didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
He was getting in trouble, all this kind of stuff. And then Sabbath morning he wakes up and his mom is calling the thing school.
Sabbath. Yeah.
And he was resistant to go because of the word. So when you said you changed this into Bricks Kids, to give it the modern look.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that kind of made sense.
Yes. And even when you talk about in Sabbath school, you talk about the teachers.
Yes.
That you're not teachers.
You're not teaching.
You're facilitators.
Exactly.
And you need to know, because teaching, when you talk about teachers, a different thing.
Different thing.
You have to know how to teach, and people come in and saying Monday lesson and Tuesday lesson.
Yeah.
No, that's
not
not
a teaching.
Sabbath school. You need to know how to make it,
Yeah.
come alive, and you shouldn't be there doing all the talking. You should
Yeah.
get the members or people
Exactly.
sitting around to be having
Exactly. Have a
asking those
conversation.
questions
Yeah.
that brings them out.
Yeah.
So you just you have to understand that principle. It's not a school. So even when as a visitor should come to your church and you say, let's take out the quarterly. What's that?
What is
I
that?
always encourage Sabbath
What
school
is that?
people not to say quarterly. You
Yeah.
have your Bible, because everybody will come to church with a Bible,
Bible, correct.
but not a quarterly. And what is a quarterly?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have a study guide, but the study guide is for you to do in the week, and you come on a Saturday discussing
Yeah.
what you have learned,
Fact.
key points.
Fact.
And that's how you do it. That's how you have to facilitate. And that's why, Sabbath school can be boring.
Yeah. Well, this is what he was saying.
Yeah.
He was saying, when you go through every day and then you're trying to do that, and then he was saying he really wants to learn. He enjoys Bible study,
Yeah.
but he finds that in the morning when he sits there, it's almost like people giving the same. No matter what the lesson about, they come to the same conclusion
Yeah.
because it's the same cliches.
Yeah.
It's the same ideology. It's the same stuff, and he's sitting there thinking, "There's got to be more to Bible study."
It is.
And so he was saying, even if they called it Bible study, it would be better than Sabbath school.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. And that's a perspective of a young person who enjoys studying the Word, but doesn't enjoy Sabbath school.
Yeah.
One, because he feels as a kid, the name school was an issue for him. And then secondly, he's not able to express himself and get contemporary relevant answers and those kind of things. So I thought it was interesting. So back to you, Craig. Back to you. Thanks, Theo, for the question on Pathfinders. And we'll look at some other folk who are rolling in. Oh, I want to mention Diana Brian. Good morning, Diana. And she's saying good morning to us.
Good morning, Diana.
Good morning to us. Okay, so let's roll. Craig, listen, man. I told you my mom would have a strap by the side, and so any time we act out, the strap will come out.
Yeah.
Of course, we live in England now, and we can't do all of that stuff. How are you able to control 100 children? You said in one VBS. You're saying 40 children another. I just saw you at Stevenage doing another thing. Every week you're churning out programs, and the programs you're churning out, you're using digital technology, all this stuff with children.
Yeah.
Children and animals, the actors say, are the two things you don't want on your set.
Now,
How you working this thing?
listen, man. The children nowadays are different from when we were growing up, and technology is the key thing to getting children involved in anything. Then they know more than we do, and they can use technology far better than we are doing. I remember when I started online. So the pandemic happened. I turned my living room into a studio.
Wow.
And I was presenting the first year. I was presenting, and I got my daughter and my wife. We were in home presenting.
So you did everything inside the house?
Inside the house, turn my living room and put everything out and just put some green screen around and just start doing everything online. And that was the first year. And the second year, the children took over.
Wow.
They would come on. Every church was doing program for adults, but there was nothing for children.
Yeah.
The children came on every Saturday morning at 9:30, 10 o'clock for 11 o'clock program.
Oh.
They were on from 9:30. They get the background, they get the lighting, they get about them all a digital camera, green screen, everything to have consistency.
Okay.
And they came on, get everything up and ready, and they were producing their own program. So my daughter was doing the weather, doing a piece on the weather, reporting on the weather, but she was using the Bible scriptures and making it into that. Jaden was doing his fruits. He talked about a different fruit. and the benefit and all of those. Christian was doing animation, Diana was doing skits at home and just in characters. Abby was doing minute mindset, and all of them were just doing it on. Angelina was doing her thing. There's so many children that came on board, and I'm thinking, wow. So all I had to do was sit back
Yeah.
and do the production,
Right.
and support them and saying this is a program and put it together. And then because I distribute for Group Publishing, which is they do the VBS program that's in the US. So I distribute for them. I'm the UK
Okay.
distributor, so I was able to get their permission to use their songs.
Okay.
And in between the presentations that we do, and then Mike Johnson was here, and he said, let's do the radio program, let's do a Christmas program online. And I was producing these programs, and children were just amazing how they just took on board. And
Yeah.
they have been producing and presenting radio, and then once the pandemic was over, we didn't do it on YouTube, we didn't do it on live, so now it was no radio.
Right.
And I got parents saying, I want my child to be involved. Yeah, sure, just to get them to record this. Wherever you are, just record this. And then we put it together and create an hours program. And that has been running since then.
Wow.
But to
Wow.
get children involved, you just have to give them the ownership, trust them to get their viewpoints, but trust them, they can do it. But I don't think we trust them enough.
You see, Craig, you said something that I said in my sermon yesterday because it was a youth day of fellowship in Swindon. All the churches in the area came together. And I made a very similar point. I don't think we trust our young people. And so we live in fear.
Yeah,
And so we want the young people to do things adults would do, even when they're 5.
yep,
Because we are worried that if we let them do what they want to do, that is going to be different.
yeah,
It may not be wrong, it just be different.
Different, yeah.
And we can't deal with that level of difference.
yeah.
And what you've just said is so important that we need to quit operating on fear
Yep.
and trust our young people, and especially those that we have brought up.
Yeah, yeah. Give them the opportunity to lead. Give them the guidance. Let them. So many churches are afraid to let the children do the leading.
Yes.
I always say the church. I have to big up Aylesbury Church. Every time I go to that church, I've seen there's Elder Andrew. He will allow the children, as soon as church is over, the children will go on the drums and the piano, and he will sit there and teach them. You go to other churches and it's like, come off the piano, sit down,
Yeah.
it's holy thou, and they don't have musicians
Exactly.
because the children are
Not being trained up. Yeah.
and they have the skills. These children are playing in the band. These children are playing at school and doing all of those things, but they never get the opportunity in church.
In church.
Where they should be. So if you don't provide the opportunities, give the way for them to do that, they're not going to have anywhere to do that. They go out in the world,
That's the point.
and then you're saying why they because you didn't train them and nurture them.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to make sure we nurture these children.
And there was a guy at Swindon yesterday. He writes poetry. Okay, so he does spoken word, but he's never done it at church. He's always done it outside. So yesterday was his debut, and the boy was sweating because he was really worried about what the church would say. I'm like, dude, just produce it.
Yeah.
Just get it out. And he wrote this piece on Monday. The title of the program was Refocus and Reset. He wrote this piece on Monday, Craig. And man, when he produced it, people were on their feet, clapping. He's about 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I said, look, man, why were you fearful? He said, I know the people. I know that all the people, they're going to get on me. I wasn't sure if they'll accept it, especially in divine worship. We got this thing about divine
yeah,
worship.
it's-
Only certain things
Yeah,
can happen
yeah,
in divine
Yeah,
worship.
yeah,
And
can't
please.
change that.
But this guy, man, I was so happy he went ahead and did it. And that, when he saw the response, then he said, okay, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
I mean, I remember in the pandemic, one of our UCI children, Angelina, every year I would do a Christmas program, an Easter program, a Father's Day and Mother's Day program. And, I was getting all these things. I'm like, Angie, what about you producing this program for me? I get all the recordings from everybody. There's
Yeah.
a Father's Day, a Mother's Day program, and send it to her, and she produced a whole hour program.
Wow.
For children, and she was on about 11 at the time.
See, look at God.
You know, you give them those. I'm doing preaching, and I say, Christian, you know, can you animate this program for me? This poem for me. He animated it, the best thing.
Wow.
Still being used, and just a little drawing of stickmen, but the quality of the animation is good. You know, I love to go to churches and see talent.
Yes.
Once I see a young
100%.
person,
Yeah.
I go to the parents and say, I want you on board. We have two young preachers,
Okay.
Fitz Jr. and TJ. I saw Fitz at Women's Ministry conference about 3 years ago, and he made a presentation like, I need to get you on board.
Really.
No, when people ask me to preach, I'm like, you sure don't want a young person, because it's not about me.
Right.
I can do it, but I want to give these
Yeah,
young people. He preached
opportunity.
at Balam 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Oh, that was the guy. I
Yeah.
saw him online.
Amazing.
What a sermon.
Amazing.
His whole posture, his
Yeah.
poise,
And
his confidence.
trust me. And then you have TJ, who I went to Pathfinder, their fellowship in the park about 3 years ago, and he played bass and sang. I'm like, found him. I said, "Where's your parents?" And I went to your parents. I said, "I need this," and I said, "This is what I do. I want him on board." Amazing player, amazing singer. So it's just giving them the opportunity
Yes.
to make sure that, you know, they feel valued
Yes.
and that they are welcome to give their input. And I think in our churches and in society now, we don't give children a say.
Yeah. No, it's true.
And you know, I practice that in the classroom now.
Yeah.
Get children to understand it's not about the reading and writing and just doing it because I say, but let's look at the journey
Yeah.
and the mindset that we need to have with that.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's good to hear, and especially the young preacher I heard the other day, absolutely amazing. So Craig doesn't sit there with a strap, and all those kind of good things.
You know, when I was growing, we grew up with a strap.
Yeah.
You didn't have the opportunity to question
No,
teachers,
man.
and you know, you just have to take it. But now, what I do in the classroom, I say to children, listen, ask any question. Speak your mind.
Yes.
Let's have conversation.
Nice.
So before I start any day in the classroom, I just talk to the children. And one other thing I do is at the end of every year, you know, we write report for children.
Yes.
At the end of every year, I ask children to write my report.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and other colleagues are like, "You're brave." But
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I say to children, "This is a one time you can write anything you feel like. You're not going to get in trouble. No, your parents are not going to see it. It's just for me. I need to send it to my mom because I'm giving you your parents, and then
like it.
I want you to send a report to my mom, what you like, what I didn't like, and." The feedback from the children are genuine, because the best people to give you feedback are the children.
Children, boy, they're honest.
They're very honest, and they'll draw me pictures, and then they'll write, you know, that this is I have favorites, or I have this. And like, you make you think what
Yeah.
children see in you. So you know,
Yeah.
get children to write your report.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
really-
yeah.
really
I like that. I like that. Get your kids to write your report. Parents, I wonder what they write about us. I wonder what they write about us, man.
It's interesting, you know. That's something else you need to think. I always talk about, you know, there's a video clip I talk about, Dad, I'm watching you, and he's this little boy saying, I'm watching you, how you treat your wife, how you treat others, how you treat situation, how you do your budgeting, how you, you know, all of these things. The children are watching us.
Yeah.
And we just need to be aware of that we teach a lot by the things we do and not necessarily what we say.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And
100%.
I was speaking to a friend of mine yesterday, Friday, and I said, "How are you?" Back in Jamaica, and I said, "How are you?" And she said, "I'm nervous." I'm like, "Why are you nervous?" Her daughter was getting her CXC, her A-level,
A-level.
and she was nervous. And I said, "You're putting that nervousness on your child."
Yeah.
And she said, "No, she
Yeah.
doesn't know." And I said, "No, she
No,
knows.
she can feel it.
She can feel it.
Yeah.
She has been part of it for 9 months, and now she's." And then she texts and said, you know, text her to find out how she's doing, and she's like, "I'm fine." And the moment you text, you sending that message again.
That's what you're doing.
Luckily, well, happily, the child got all ones
Good
and
grades.
twos. Good
Oh,
grades,
nice,
yeah, so,
nice,
yeah.
nice.
But
Nice.
we have to teach our children by our actions, not
Yeah.
only by our words.
The words.
They're watching
yeah.
us.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, parents, ask your children to write a report on you.
Yep.
And when they write it and it's bad, yeah. Now consider how you respond to them when there's a bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Consider. I want to play a few more bars of this song, but I do want to come back and ask you, Craig, about technology. AI is here.
Yes.
And I know that that's an area that you teach in and you help schools with. And those kind of things. And as a matter of fact, I don't know why on earth you're not helping churches with that, because we are in desperate need.
Yep.
I hope the folk don't mind. I was with the church for the last 10 days, and they really need help in that area. Not only to use the technology, but to know some of the ethical
Yeah.
things to do with technology. So we're going to just chop that up in a few minutes on the other side of a few bars of this song. It's Marvin Sapp. The song is called Changed, and we're back on the other side. It's Adventist Radio London.
That's definitely something. Definitely something I'm working on.
Yeah.
Because we need it.
It's a need. Because with AI, we don't know what's happening.
It's changing so fast, and we are so far behind. It makes. I was just coming up the radio. They were talking about NHS now looking at how they use AI to get patients out of the system quickly, so you can speed up time and get doctors to have more time to do what they have to do. Everybody's using it.
Everybody uses it. Yeah, we're free. We're free.
Come on and celebrate, baby. Be my friend. I've been changed on the way I used to. I've been changed on the way I used to talk. Changed. That's how we could realize I never gave it up.
Oh, yes, and it's called Change. It's Marvin Sapp, and we can't play the whole thing because we're on social media. And they're going to boot me off. But you can get the rest. Got Chevelle Franklin coming up next that will make you move around your kitchen real nice as you prepare your cornmeal porridge or maybe your cornflakes or maybe frying up some plantain or frying an egg or poaching an egg because we don't do fried too often nowadays.
Some
what
callaloo.
Some callaloo. Oh, man. Except for the Trinidadian callaloo, I'm not a fan because it's very slimy. It's
With the okra?
Yeah, very slimy.
Yeah.
But give me the Jamaican one any day,
yeah.
and I'm with the program. I'm with the program. Anyway, let's talk AI, man. Let's talk technology. Now, Craig, I didn't know. I think it was after the pandemic I realized that that's what you did. You were into that stuff, and you go around doing workshops and all those things. So help us here, and maybe something you can do a show on or a series on, and we can broadcast it, advertise it well, because parents need it, schools need it, the church needs it, and our youth also need to know how to use it properly.
Yeah.
Because they have the ability, but how does it work properly?
Yeah.
Because they got so many things that they be doing that's wrong on social media, sending the wrong pictures, all those kind of things. So Craig, let's talk technology, man. I know you use it in your presentations because I hear it with the children, and all those kind of things. I don't even know where to start.
It starts from technology. A lot of people are afraid of technology because of the bad aspect of it. So I've been going around churches just focusing in the past, focusing on internet safety because that was a big thing then.
Right, remember.
And my thing is, if you compare internet with a knife and water, it's the same thing. That's what I always use. No.
Okay, knife and water.
Knife and water. A knife can kill you, though.
Yes.
You can drown in water.
Yes.
But we have grown up with knives in our houses and water in our houses, in the bath, in the sink.
Right, fact.
And we are still alive.
Yeah.
right? Your children have grown up with these things, sharp knives that is left around the house,
Yeah.
and they don't take it and do damage
And kill each other.
Kill each other,
Yeah.
right? It's the same with technology. There are bad aspects of it,
Yeah.
but look at the good things of water. Bathe, wash, cook, clean,
Yeah.
all of those things. The
Yeah.
same with a knife. You cut up things and so forth. Use it for the right purposes. So if we focus on the benefits of technology
Right.
rather than the bad aspect, yes, we need to talk about the ethical uses and so forth, but focus on the positive aspect of it. It far outweighs the bad
Yes.
things in it.
Yes.
And this is what I've helped churches and people to understand. So I teach a lot of children from year one right up to use technology. So we use the technology to create programs, and technology is in everything that we do.
Right. Fact.
AI is now in everything that we do. It's just an advance. So before, when you're using Word and you see a little red line comes up, that's technology.
It's technology. Yeah.
It helps you to correct the spelling
Yes,
and tell you that your
yes,
spelling is correct and the
yes,
sentence doesn't
yes,
make sense.
Yes.
No, this is those.
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
Yeah, it's an advance in that now, where AI is helping you to put your ideas and to do everything. In fact, my sister, AI is so great. My sister, who passed away, just before she passed away, they did an X-ray of her chest, and I got a my sister was in Jamaica at the time, and my other sister sent a picture of it, a fuzzy picture, and I put it in AI and said, write a report on this. And it was I showed it to my doctor friend, and she read it. I'm like, this is amazing.
Really.
Exactly all the things that you're talking, it was there just by one picture.
What?
And I'm thinking, we have this technology and we're afraid to use
Yeah.
it
Terrified.
because we're worried about the ethical uses and the bad and what AI is going to be doing. No, don't stress on that. Just think about the positive, just like how you use a knife and water to do that. So I'm now trying to work with schools and even churches to help show how you can use AI to be more creative.
Right.
You have an idea, how can we turn this into a creative program? But the key thing with AI and with technology, you don't just put it in and it gives you something.
Right.
You have to vet it.
Yes.
You have to read it.
You have to go
You
through
have to change things that you want and make it your own, not just trying to just take what AI says.
Yeah.
Because AI it can be biased.
Yes,
It can give you wrong information.
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
have to have an understanding of how it is. And I know a lot of schools and head teachers are now wanting to do it, but are afraid of, does it link with GDPR,
Yeah.
all the data protection and all those things. But the government is there putting it out, and there are ethical ways and there are things that you need to bear in mind when you use AI.
Yeah.
But these are, once you know these things, it helps. It's just some simple things, and it's in everything. So I was at a school where they banned ChatGPT.
Okay.
And understand, it is an open source or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that we use Teams.
Yes.
Teams have
Yes.
their own AI.
Yes.
Copilot is in that. If you're using Google, you
Google,
have Gemini.
yes, yeah.
You have Canva Education.
Yeah.
That is AI. You have all of these AI that is out there in every program. Word, Microsoft, Office, whatever we do, AI is in it. So instead of running from it, is
Yeah.
how can you use it? And it
it.
saves time.
Yeah.
It saves
Yeah.
time. I mean, a lot of times when I'm in churches and I listen to a sermon, I hear something and it inspires something in me, I go to my phone and I put
Yeah.
it there and give me something on this. And then I develop a program and I develop a sermon around this idea, and I go and then research and do my planning
stuff.
around that. It's not that I'm using AI to preach.
No.
It's but you're using it to get your
That's right,
ideas,
get the
and,
ideas.
and then you plan from that
And you do further study.
and you do further
Yeah,
study.
yeah.
It's the same because you have to read. So AI is something that, and sometimes I wonder if every department in a church should just look at that
Yeah.
and see how it is. There's so much information.
Yeah.
It saves time, it saves money, and it gives you freedom to do things that you need to do, and you can have that.
The last revival I did at Brixton, I did part of it online, and then on the Sabbath we're in the church. And I remember that every night before I spoke, I gave them the title and everything, and they would have contemporary AI,
Yep, yeah, I
a
remember.
1 minute segment of what the contemporary. So if I talked about Abraham,
Yep.
what would it be in contemporary terms?
Yep.
And I thought it was brilliant.
Yep. Yep. I remember. I remember
Yeah.
that we were trying to.
I thought-
but you know, some people were.
Oh, I know. They weren't happy.
Yeah, some people
I
were.
got emails, man. That I'm using this AI thing in church.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what we were trying to do is make it contemporary. So what would the young people, if they were Abraham today,
Yeah.
how would they say it?
Yeah.
What lessons would they learn?
Yeah.
And it also gave us a background to the character in modern. And I thought it was brilliant because we do it when we preach.
Yep. Yep.
When I preach, my goal is to make whatever I say relevant to now.
Yeah.
So I'll take Abraham and I'll call him Ray, or I'll call him John. You do it with children's
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
You know, children's stories, you would change the name and you say, well, today children's story is about, well, you give me a name.
Yeah.
And they say, John. And they say, okay.
Right.
And then you use John.
John is John, and you
And-
create
and
the
then-
same
and then you
story.
create the
John
same
was a
story.
tall man.
Yeah.
And you create
and
that
you
story.
create the story.
And funny enough, these people who are against the AI and have a problem with that are the same people who will send a WhatsApp or a post with something that somebody sent them, which
them
is AI,
AI.
that they don't know that
Yeah,
is AI.
they don't know it's AI. Yeah, because it's funny you should say that. I always say this. So I send out my blog every morning, the one we read out on the breakfast show.
Yeah.
And so one of the guys sent it back to me, and he said, click on the thing, and he said, and listen. So I clicked on it, and Craig, it was my voice reading the devotional. Now I never read the devotion,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he somehow took a minute sample or whatever, put it in the thing. All the inflections,
Yes.
everything is my voice. And I'm saying, when did I do this? And then his caption, his thing underneath, he's saying, I sent this to you just to let you know that, we could actually do this.
Yes.
Every morning you can send it out. So I said, nah, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. And then when I was talking to this guy on the weekend about, using modern technology to reach people, that's one of the things he mentioned. He said, you do a lot of writing. Why don't you use AI just to push it out there?
Yeah,
Because it will save you time
Yep.
and everything else. And I'm like, I said, I've been running from this. He said, nah, don't run.
No, AI, you can schedule posts, or you can be anywhere, and your post sends out everything. I mean, it's so good to use this technology.
Yeah.
I remember I was in the process of drafting a production I want to do at UCY, the children. I did a production. I'm like, okay. I asked it to, because with AI you have to tell it what you want,
Yes.
how you want it,
Yes.
and give them some information. So you do that, and it created a nice program. And I said, okay, I want some songs to go with that. It gave me the lyrics for the songs.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I'm not a musician. I can't sing. I don't know anything. I can't play any instruments. I'm like, okay, I got an app that makes the music, and I put those lyrics in the app, and it gives me different version of the song.
No way.
10 songs. I'm like,
No way.
wow.
No
So now I
way.
have created
Yeah.
a whole production with all the things that needs to be in here, props and everything. It gives me the lyrics for the song that links to the production.
Wow.
And I'll make the music in whatever genre I want it to.
Goodness, that is unbelievable.
And I'm
man.
thinking, so before you would have to have a whole production.
Yeah.
And all that. AI can do all of that
All
in
that.
minutes.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend. He's doing some studies, and he's saying, doing all these writing, and he's showing me all of these things on his phone, that he has a folder for this, and I've read this, and I've done that. And I said, why are you doing that? I said, what's the topic you're on?
Yeah.
And he told me. I said, okay, this is AI. Put in the topic, and he came up with everything. And I said, okay, this is what you're doing, isn't it? And he started reading. I'm like, yeah, wow, this is what I just in minutes.
Yeah.
I remember doing a session on at a church, and that a lady who said she's disabled, but she was doing her doctorate,
Okay.
and she wanted some support. So I said, what is your thesis? What are you writing? And send it to me. She sent it to me. I said, okay, cool. And I put it in AI, and it said, this is an outline of where you can go. she's doing her doctorate.
Yeah.
So what I say to people nowadays is not about being afraid of using it. It's not cheating that you put your information to get some help.
Right.
And this is what we need to teach children. It's about, and I say this to children all the while, it's not about what I teach you.
Right.
It's about what you learn.
You learn. I like
So
that. I like that.
AI is there to give you a lot of information. You
Mm-hmm.
have to understand and read it and decipher whether it is true, correct, bias, or whatever, based on what you want.
Yeah.
But it helps you to develop your program, your ideas, whatever you want. You read it and you change it to how you want it
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people are using this to do great things.
Oh man.
And we are afraid
We're
to
afraid.
do this, you
We're
know.
afraid.
So churches shouldn't be afraid. Even for me, even just sending a text message or an email now, I got you here.
Yeah.
I write my things. Before I was afraid to write because I'm thinking about the grammatical errors and
Yeah,
spelling and all this.
yeah.
No, I just show my
Just
ideas
do it.
down.
Yeah.
Not in no particular order. I
Yeah.
just go, this is what I'm thinking, and I end up writing a whole page.
Yeah.
I say AI, use this, and AI now change that, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I need now.
Make it
That's
readable.
and make it readable.
Flexible.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Flow nicely.
And we're not doing that.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. And I'm with you, Craig. I'm with you, man. I use all of it now. Particularly the other day, I literally was on here on the radio, and someone sent me a question on the Sabbath. And in my mind, I didn't want to give them the typical cookie cutter set
yeah.
thing, so I just dropped it in the Google AI thing, and I just dropped it there. So while I'm playing the song and everything, I look at it, and you know what it says? It says the seventh day is the Sabbath, the eve from sunset thing, and he gave the thing, and then he says, as kept by 7-day Adventists.
There you go.
I looked at this thing.
Yeah.
And I said, wow. So what I did, cut and paste, I sent it to the person. I just put it on WhatsApp here. I sent it off to them. And I said, I hope this will help you. And they sent back a word of thanks that quick.
Yeah. There's not anything you want. There's nothing we have Alexa.
Yes.
You ask Alexa anything, that's AI.
Yes, AI.
You know, you have Siri on your iPhone, anything. So we have that technology that is there. We're not using it in our schools, in our homes, in our workplace. We're just wasting time,
Yeah.
putting a lot of energy. And okay, remember when we back in the days, not long ago, we go to the supermarket. We had lines you have to wait, and your cashier will scan through your things.
Yeah.
And when you go to the supermarket now, what do you see? You self-checkout.
Self-checkout.
AI is not, people are afraid that AI is going to take over their job. AI is not going to take over your job. What will happen is the people who are good at using AI will take over your job.
jobs. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we're running a radio program. If you can use AI to do quite a few number of things, you're okay. So in the workplace, if you are good at AI to use AI to make the workplace more productive, help the company to save money, you're going to be in line.
My daughter-in-law is so funny. She knows that the children like Alexa. So everything they say, Alexa do this, Alexa do that. So what she said was, she didn't realize that she could program Alexa at certain times to say certain things.
Yeah.
When she found that out, the kids have a hard time every Sunday cleaning their room for the week. All right. So she decided halfway through breakfast, Alexa just pops up and they mention the name of the children. And she says, after breakfast, please clean your room. They were in shock.
Yeah.
They were like, Alexa told us. Guess what they did after breakfast? They go clean the room.
Yeah.
Because they like Alexa.
Yeah.
Now, if mommy had said that, it would have been a half of an argument, or they would have done it half-heartedly. But they were in total shock that Alexa had told them to go clean their room.
It's just how we use the technology, and any question, any ideas, any questions you have that you're curious, ask Alexa. Read the information and see, does that make sense? Check other sources. It will give you other sources to check, and it's So I'm now working with schools
Yeah.
to help train teachers, because I did a survey of some teachers, and more than 60% of them are afraid of using
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
And it has always been the case where people are afraid to use technology. You're sitting down and you're planning, teachers are planning, what question should I ask? And I'm like, have you checked with AI? Just tell them the book you're reading for the class,
Yeah.
what chapter. It will give you all the question. You save time in planning and preparation. Head teachers are looking at writing school development plan and all of these
Yeah.
SIP and all of those, and like,
Yeah.
put your information in and it will write it
Yeah.
for you. Just read through and edit. You save you time.
Save you time.
Lesson planning. Preaching
Yeah.
plans for
Lesson
this.
plan.
If it was like churches want a whole year preaching plan, or for, departments want anything like that, it's there to use, but people are not using it, and
Yeah.
there's so many. It's moving so fast. So 10 years ago I usually say that the jobs children are doing in the next 10 years we don't know,
Right.
but now I'm saying in the next 2 years, because technology is moving so
That
fast,
quick. Yes.
you don't know what jobs are going to be
Yeah.
available.
Yeah.
Because back in the days when I was growing up, nobody talk about you want to be a podcaster or
Yeah.
a blogger or those things, animator,
Yeah. Influencer.
But now those are the things, and the human technology is
Yeah.
just moving so fast that
Yeah.
if we don't catch up, and this is what I find in schools, we are holding back the children,
Yes.
because we are not teaching them, preparing them for the future. We are teaching them what we know or something. So
Yeah.
I remember just after the pandemic, my daughter was like, I'm sitting there and watching the teacher, and it's like sometimes I just want to go up and just touch it. This is how you do it. Because she has been online doing these things every Saturday on Zoom.
Yeah.
And the teacher is up there going, or when they were doing the Zoom online,
Yeah.
they were doing and can't find things.
Yeah.
It frustrates the children.
Yes.
We are teaching children to use Word and spreadsheet. Why? We need to teach children about using 3D technology and
Exactly.
all the technology that is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But we are not preparing children for that. So children are frustrated in the classroom. And as I said, technology, everything is technology for them.
So I need to ask a question. So would you be willing, Craig? I mean, and I know you're only one person, to go to churches, run workshops, for like a Sabbath school, because Noreen Barrett did something at Camp Meeting. I thought that was very innovative for Sabbath school. So she's not a proponent about going day by day.
Yeah.
She's also not a proponent about teaching in Sabbath school
Yeah.
time. But what she did was she had her niece do a QR code, young girl, do a QR code. I told everyone, take out their phone, scan the QR code. When you scan the QR code, it will give you 3 questions.
Yeah.
Okay? You answer the 3 questions. It could be anonymously. Answer the 3 questions. Okay? And then, or you make comments about it. And then we'll take those.
Yep.
Okay? So there's 3 questions. And that was the Sabbath school. And the guy that did the Bible study for the week was alongside her, able to assist her in answering the question. And it was a great discussion, man.
The best insight I had in a school is where the presenters had the presentation up and you could interact with the presentation.
Yes.
After lunch, you eat that lunch and you're bored and you want to sleep. That day, everybody was on task right up until 4 p.m.
Wow.
Nobody was sleeping. And this is how you get involved, you get people to be interested in what you're doing. So, I've been doing training with churches on internet safety, but now I'm focusing on AI and technology. So I'm available. If anybody want that support.
Okay.
I'm available. I'm working with schools. I know I've spoken to the BUC about running some training for teachers.
Okay.
And a few schools I'm working with coming up to develop the use of technology, AI, for education and for management and leadership. So
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you to do one for technology here at the radio.
yep.
All of our
Creative-
presenters
presenters.
and management, they need to know
Yeah.
what's available
Yep.
and how best to use it to bring us to the 21st century.
Yep.
That's a necessity. Craig, you have something coming up, and we want to talk about that in the next segment of the show. I just want to read a couple comments that have come in. And let's start from where we left off before. I think that was it. Okay, he's saying it's great to hear some good things about AI coming up. Yes, they come up. Truth be told, like many things, and that's what you were saying, you can focus only on the bad part. So good to see, and some good things. And Stu Bro, nice to have you. Julie, great to have you. Yvonne, good to have you. Morning, Pastor Ray and Bro Craig. She says AI and technology, AI tech.
AI and technology is
Yeah.
empowerment with the correct
Okay,
knowledge.
what else you got there? I'm reading it sideways. That's
Yeah, analog people fear full of digital things.
Yeah,
Yep,
true.
that's true. There are great online resources. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
as a business info technologist, brilliant conversation, save time, and everyone needs to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Python and coding developers. Yep,
Yep.
we are now in a digital age. We need to wake up quickly. I agree with
Yeah.
you, Yvonne.
100%, Yvonne. 100%. We're grateful for that. Okay, good. We're good here.
Want to big up my sister who is also watching
Okay.
online.
Hello.
Sandra and Tassine. Good to have you.
From
Tassine is
Gloucester.
From Gloucester.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
my
rich people territory.
That's my sister. We went to Netherlands. From,
Okay,
so,
okay.
The only sister that is left.
Oh, wow. Grenadian Joy, good morning. There's a Grenadian in the house. Good morning to you. Of course, you got Sandra Wallace saying good morning. And Sandra, I need to touch bases with you sometime today, so we'll have that conversation. Craig, do you do personal training? I'm a manager and would like to work with someone to progress in the AI world.
Sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work. So at the moment, I'm also working with a head teacher who is just coming from maternity leave and just catching up with AI. So working
Yeah.
personal. Yeah.
So
you
you
know.
do that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So listen, we'll ask Craig for his information before the show ends today, and he'll let you know how to get hold of him. So stay listening, stay locked in. Chevelle Franklin, we're back on the other side. Craig's got a wonderful program coming up, and we want to hear about it before the end of the show today. No one has sent in anything about your church services, so I assumed that everything was boring. Okay, everything was boring. So Craig, you were at Lewisham. How was Lewisham?
Lewisham was amazing.
It was good?
We had an elder from Hanwell who preached about,
Which elder from Hanwell?
Elder.
Not the tall guy.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
powerful.
he is,
he's a
man.
powerful. He was real yesterday.
Yeah,
And the
good.
praise by Brother Blackman was, amazing. So I
Okay.
was blessed to be there yesterday.
Okay.
So really, a very spirit-filled day.
Okay, and you were sitting down.
Yeah, I was sitting.
Because if anyone was there and took a picture of Craig literally sitting down, I'd like to see the picture. Because I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, no, I was sitting down. Where am I next week? I'm at Aylesbury.
Okay.
They're doing the VBS next
Maybe,
week.
so you're helping them
Yeah,
with
just
that.
helping them with
Yeah.
that VBS on next week, and I'll
Okay.
be doing the graduation on Saturday.
Okay.
There, and then the following week, where am I? I don't even know.
See, I'm going to say. So this week in Lewisham, that was a sit-down
That
moment.
was a sit down
That was a
moment. I just
sit-down
came back
moment.
from Netherlands. Just needed to.
You need to sit down.
Sit down. Yeah.
But yeah. So if you're out there, I know that Stoke Newton had their 60th year celebration
Yeah.
yesterday. There was another church that Stratford had a special program with Dr. Warren Gillen and his brother. I saw them online doing their thing. It looked like a wonderful program that was going on, and of
Yeah,
course,
Caroline did tell me about the 60th Caroline.
yeah.
Banjo. She's amazing. She did her VBS 2 weeks ago. So
Okay.
They always have something.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, their VBS at Stoke Newton, my dentist, is part of the VBS team. at Stoke Newington. I'm not going to call her name. I just say her first name is Cheryl. But yeah. So one day she was working on my teeth, and she's saying, Pastor Ray, and she's working on my teeth. You need to come and see our VBS and promote us on the radio. And she's working on my teeth. And I'm like, this is amazing. Where else could you have a conversation with your dentist about your VBS? Boy, I tell you.
They do amazing VBS. Caroline is always on the ball already. I know they're planning for next year. So and Stevenage, I have to big up Stevenage. This was the first VBS.
Man, that production you had there.
Listen,
that was amazing.
It was the first VBS. We have been trying for 3 times before the pandemic. We were trying, and it never happened. This time we had it, and we started with 34 children. By the end of the week, we had over 70 children, and adults were there, amazed. So
That
they're
is
already
brilliant.
planning to go out in the community because they can see the impact. And this is not just I think the problem we have with churches who want to do VBS for the children of the church is where they fall down, because VBS is for the community children, and you bring in the parents with that, and they're already planning to go into the community and link with the local authority to do their VBS. So Camille, well done to your great VBS. Plumstead had a great VBS as well, their first one.
Oh, really?
They did Egypt. And
Pastor Sewell is still
Pastor
over there.
Sewell, yeah, they did a great VBS, and I know Hanwell, Denise Christopher did VBS. So lots of churches are doing VBS and doing amazing work. So
okay, all right. And if you guys want to know how to do it, I'm sure Craig will come and tell you.
Yeah.
Because that's something, Craig. I don't know if you've done a manual or whatever you have, but that's something that needs to have a conversation.
Yeah, there's always the group publishing VBS that we did. We distribute for. They produce all the. It's easy to do.
Okay.
If you go on my website, you have all the information.
All the information. Well, you'll give us that later
give it,
before we leave. I just want to big up Bobby, and Bobby's saying, no choice. We have to be in the race. He's talking about with AI. Yeah, we have to be in the race. Yeah. Not just for us, the adults, but of course for everyone, but for the generations to come. He says, we have no choice. We have to be in the race. And thank you for that information. And Grenadian Joy saying, not morning, but morning. In Grenada we don't talk like that. So can you get it properly, please? Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. The colonialists have done a good job on us. Anyway, guys, let's do this. Back on the other side.
Out of the same mouth comes blessing and cursing. My brothers, my sisters, this should not be. Ooh, how do you see me when I fall? How do you speak in private when my back is against the wall? How do you think of me when it seems like I can't get up? How much love have you given me? Have you prayed for me? Have you spoke joy to my life? Did love come in any time to put an arm around me and say, don't give up, don't give in, oh, don't give up, don't give in, oh, each time you call my name and talk to me, God is listening, God is listening, oh.
Love this tune.
Each time you do the things you do to me.
Well, frankly, I've done some really good tunes.
Listen, when she first came out, I thought she's gonna do another one of these. You know what I mean? But boy,
And she have produced some good songs.
listen, her and the other guy, Jermaine Edwards, I like his stuff as well. Very good. Oh yes, God is with you is the song, and each time is the actual title of the song. So when you Shazam it, that's what's going to come up. Is Each Time, and it's by Chevelle Franklin. God is with you. Craig, we got a message here. Good morning, Pastor Ray, Uncle Craig. Grace Community had Possibility Day yesterday, and Uncle Luan and Elder. Sorry, Luan Sampson was the speaker. Uncle Craig, they're saying they will contact you, and great job this morning, and that's by Chanel or Chanel, I should say.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's gonna get me because I always say it wrong. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning to you. Eliog, I should say good morning to you as well. So, Craig, let's talk about the event you have coming up. I saw a flyer. And again, it's one of those big events. I don't think you do anything small.
No, I can't do small things. I dream big.
Yeah.
And,
Well-
it's I always learn to do things, professionally and to the best of my ability. I don't like, and that's why I never like churches that run patty shop churches.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
because
like it,
we
patty
should
shop.
be doing things to the best of our ability.
Should be roasting breadfruit.
Yeah, no patty.
No patty. No patty. No
Yeah,
patty.
yeah. So
Yeah, so you the event, is well, you tell us.
it's the second year
Yes.
now. So last year we had our Education and Careers Day, which was at Balam, and it was in November, but we have moved that forward. So this year we are doing a weekend, not
Okay.
just
Wow.
a day. So on the Saturday, the 27th of September, we'll have a church service
Okay.
at Balam, where we celebrate education, and we'll have a special speaker and children presenting and different presentations on education. So that will be on the Saturday, but on the Sunday where we have our careers and education fair. So this is the second year. Last year we had Mark Delisa as a
Yeah.
keynote speaker, and he did some workshop. And this year we have with us for our keynote speaker is Yolanda Brown.
Yolanda Brown, I know that name.
Yeah, Yolanda Brown. She's the vice chancellor for Canterbury University.
Yes.
And saxophonist.
Yeah.
And BBC presenter and
Yeah. Wow.
Soul Mamas.
Oh, yeah, because I was at Soul Mama 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
I was at
Yeah,
Soul
I've
Mama.
not been there.
Yeah,
yet,
you need to go check it out.
Yeah. So she will be our keynote speakers. We will
What?
have a day where we have workshops.
Mm-hmm.
We are hoping to have all the different industry education
Okay.
people. We have construction engineering, dressmaking, tailoring, hairdresser. We have doctors, nurses. We have different workshops. So whatever your field,
Yes.
we will cater for you. What it is to help young people. So my daughter, she's only 13, and she's been hosting a radio program for the past 5 years since she was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's crazy. When I was growing up, I couldn't say that at age 13 I have
Exactly.
200, 300 programs on radio and all of those things. So this is where we talked earlier about giving children the opportunity
yeah,
and preparing
yeah,
them
yeah.
from early. We don't wait until they leave school for us to be preparing them for the world.
Right,
So the education day is to help our young people to see their passion as a way to the future. How can they turn their passion into their future?
Yeah.
How can we, if you're in a job that you want to change, how can you help career change? How can parents support their children for the best in their education? What is the education field out there? Is it necessary for children to go to university?
Yeah.
In the climate that we're in, do we need a university degree? Is it the best thing for your child who wants to do engineering or who wants to do some manual labor,
Right.
mechanic? What is it out there if you want to be an actor? So the education weekend is going to be a great weekend.
Yeah.
We have some amazing presenters lined up. We have workshops, and we're still, if there's anybody out there who wants to be involved, do get in touch. We also have an amazing team of people Dr. Ison, Jonah Ison, Sashoy, Marcia, Greg, and my wife. We had good team planning and preparing this. So you don't want to miss that on the 27th and 28th of September.
Okay.
It's going to be great, and all the information will be out there ready for you.
You know, what's interesting, Craig, is that it's something I know in our conference here, we don't talk a lot about, and that's education.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why, because I know growing up, each church had an education department. There was an education department at the conference, and you know, it was big, you know, and not only did it help our schools, but it helped those who don't go to Adventist schools and are in the regular place, you know, to get some good careers advice
Yeah.
with God in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's more than just the academics and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's what is your purpose?
Yeah.
What has God called you to? And how does your passion fit within that?
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's why did I press that? Why did I press that? Sorry guys on Instagram, I just cut you off. And I'm blaming Craig. And I was trying to press. Oh, you're back. Let's see if you're back with us. They should be back with us.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Craig. So I'm glad to see that something is happening. And it's not only for our conference; it's worldwide.
Yeah. It's
Wherever you are in the country.
Yeah, it is not about a church thing. It's for anybody.
Anybody.
Out there, because I'm catering for young people, for people who are looking for career changes. Parents who are struggling with advice for their children. We have different people in education who will be there to give you advice. You will be able to network. There's also food. We'll have chefs on board. We have bodybuilders. We have any field that is there. We're looking to get the police services, services to come in. So whatever career you want to get into, whatever your ideas are, you know, talk to people who are in the industry who can guide you and support you in that. So that's the whole aim, and it's, as I say, it's just not for our church, it's for the community, it's for people who are willing. AI will be there too.
Yeah.
So come and learn about AI technology, cybersecurity, whatever you know, law, business. We are trying to cater for all fields, and from that we'll build on training.
Yeah.
So for last year we had a great time, and this year is going to be bigger.
Right. That's Ballum Church, 27th.
27th and 28th.
And 28th.
The last weekend in September. And it's going to be great. It's church service on the Saturday, and we, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. will be the conference, the workshops.
On the Sunday.
And if you have little ones, we'll cater for them too. They can have bouncy castles.
On the Saturday, are you just doing the morning, or are you doing the entire day?
We are looking at probably doing some workshop in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
So
because for me, that's a good time, because I normally preach in the morning, but my afternoons are free.
Yeah.
So I could make my way down to
That's
Ballum
fine.
and get some of that blessing.
Yeah.
And guys, let me say this, man. I'll say it again. We don't emphasize this stuff enough. This is available. Is there a cost?
No, it's free.
It's free.
It's
Well,
free.
I tell you.
Looking for some sponsors if you want to
Yeah.
sponsor, but it's free because you know it's you just need to sign up. We'll put the information out, and you get all the details how to sign up.
To sign up.
Yeah.
And then, and Craig, I want to say that to get the people that you're getting, I mean, even Mark to listen, you know, I know he's one of our own,
Yeah.
but to get hands on him and get him to the way you did last year, amazing.
I say I always dream big,
Yeah.
and you know, I tell the Lord what I want, and you know, He works. And to get Yolanda on board,
yeah, goodness
you know,
gracious.
I said to Mark, I need somebody. You know, he's not available. You did last year.
Yeah.
Can you get Yolanda? Yeah, he did, and already I have in pipeline for next year.
Oh.
And it's going to be a Dove Award winning. Overseas.
What are you saying?
So, that's a prep for, but let's focus on this year.
What?
We're going because I hope this will continue, and you know, next year I don't think the venue is.
Now listen, talking about award winning, I noticed that some of your UCY people are getting awards, man.
Yep.
What's going on with you guys? What kind of awards have you guys got along the way?
So we have at Big Skids, we have been chosen as the group, technology group of the year for 2021.
Wow.
Last year we had the religious network group
Okay.
from Prestige Awards. So yeah, the children are getting the individual awards too. My daughter, she was awarded as a musician of the year in 2022. She just did her singing exam. She got distinction in grade 3.
What?
She plays the piano. We have lots of them doing amazing work, and Abby and Janelle, they're going to be looking at doing some radio programs on Lewisham Radio.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll
Man,
be
you
doing that,
guys,
so
you guys doing big things, man.
it's about developing the young people and giving them the opportunity to grow and showcase their talents,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
be impactful in the world,
Yeah.
and using technology to make a difference.
Yeah.
There's so much we can give our young people. Churches, if we just nurture them and give them the opportunity, there's so much we can do
Yeah.
with them.
Can do. Let's read some of these comments and then play a few bars, and then Craig will tell us how to get hold of him for further information. So Grenadian Joy, good to have you. Analog is good to have you. Read that one for me.
There is a danger with AI. Not sure if it was mentioned. Our brains can very lazy rely on AI to do all. Well, we did talk about that. It's
Yeah.
not about you just relying on
Right.
AI. You have to read and know what
Yeah.
you want. So
Pick up what you can, but develop it
But
in your own way.
It helps you to, UCY team, you are doing a great work. Thank you, Julie, and Ella join. Yeah, they're just joining back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Grace, is that Grace?
Grace
Grace
Community.
Community, yeah.
Grace Community.
Yeah. Good morning to you too. Good morning to you too. Also, guys, let me tell you, when you come to the conference, the educational conference that Craig's having, make sure you have some change in your pocket to help the vendors.
Yeah.
Along with that.
And we do take donation and sponsorship. So
Yes,
yeah.
well, definitely, man. And if you're out there and you are someone that has a burden for education, and sometimes, we can't always put on conferences or do whatever, but we can give a donation so that other people can do it.
Yeah.
And this is what Craig is doing.
And
out
if you have a company or you in any of these fields and you want to come on board, we still have a few spaces available. So do get in touch and we can arrange for that.
Yeah. Dawn is saying, good morning, Pastor Ray, and good morning, Pastor Ray, your guest is speaking my language. Run toward AY, not away from it.
Yeah.
And then his approach is spot on.
Thank you,
And Dawn, thank you for that this morning on YouTube. And so, Craig, listen, let me play a few more bars of this. One of my favorite Shabelle Franklin's, and then Craig will give us how to get hold of him, what his website looks like, all of those good things. He won't give his personal number, but he'll give you his business. So, amen.
Teens Ministry was supposed to have their education.
Really?
They didn't have it, didn't come off. Them to get back in touch.
We need to pick up education. It's falling by the wayside.
Yeah. And I think when you think about education, I think about just schools.
Yes, but bigger than
But
that.
it's bigger than just educating people about life.
Life lessons, man.
Yeah. When we have the turn of using banking online, we have to educate people how to use it because it's
Online is our whole education. Just to fill out a form. Yeah. I had a disaster the other day trying to download this form on the air. And then when I filled it out, I didn't save it. So I had to go through the whole thing again. But yeah, all of that.
We are digital immigrants, migrants.
Migrants.
Yeah.
Funny, my son, when he went to uni, he went for nursing. And then he came and said, Dad, I don't want to do nursing. So what are you going to do? He said, I want to do an apprenticeship. So I'm like, nah. Because in my head I'm thinking,
because we want to give them what we want. But what is it?
And then he did the apprenticeship with Barclays, the best thing he ever did. Not only did he get through the apprenticeship and they kept him on as a commercial banker, but they allowed him to finish the degree because you do 18-month apprenticeship. And he had to just add one more year onto it, and he got a degree in finance. So he got everything, and he got the experience as well while working. So they need to be educated, parents need to be educated. Oh man, God is listening. Chevelle Franklin, I tell you what a word. What a word, what a word. And I hope you're enjoying it this morning, chopping it up with Craig. I don't often get this opportunity. This guy is more busy. You see, you guys criticize me every day on this breakfast show about how busy I am. I'm going to tell you today, Craig is busier than I am.
We are
Okay?
brothers. We learn from each other.
Everywhere I go, Craig is already been there. So guess what? But I do want to say, man, talking about education, because I didn't know much about education, Greg, until I started really working at schools as chaplain. So in Mountain View Academy, in California, I was a chaplain Bible teacher. Then of course the Eden School with Miss Osei. For 11 years I was with her, and then off and on, and then of course Stanborough School the last 5 years, and Stonebridge School in Northwest London.
Right.
I was there. That was my first state school. Lord have mercy. And then I became the head teacher for Prue School in Oakland, California.
Okay.
And but their Prue schools are very different to our Prue schools because they have guns and they don't play. So you got to know, you got to be prayed up, and your restraint is very different.
Yeah.
Here you use a mild restraint. You try to de-escalate. Over there, you can't have a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they may just switch, and you have to take them to the ground and hold them down until they check for all the weapons and everything else. Then you release them. It was I was there for a year, and after that I said, you know what, God has given me grace for the year. Now time to move on. But education has become part of my life now.
No, and as I was saying, education is not just about teaching.
Yes,
and
right.
learning, and the academic side of it is about educating people for life. To prepare our young people, or prepare ourselves for what is happening and how to, get the best. And as I say, it's not about what. In my days, I remember trying to please the teacher and just taking in what I'll. And I wish I had this knowledge now, because I would have been further along.
Yeah.
But I think that's God's grace, willing. But it's about how do we educate our young people? How do we educate our old elders, our seniors in life, in the technology, in dealing with different things that are happening around the society and in life. So education is far more than just school.
Yeah.
So
We educate for eternity, and we educate for life.
yeah.
Sean Wallace is saying, another great Ray of Hope show. Thank you, Sharon. It's only because Craig is here. Yeah, thank you for that. And after Craig gives the information, I'll make a brief announcement about moving forward, because we lost two of our presenters this week that normally works with us on a daily basis. One is Josephine, of course, and the other is Tamara. Tamara does our drive show, and Josephine does the breakfast show. And so I think it's a good time to take a little vacation for the summer, and we will, because we've got to redo jingles and all those things, because they're all in the jingles.
Yeah.
And not only that, I just think it's always good to take a little summer break. And just get new stuff, new programs, new ideas.
AI will help us.
Yeah, will help us. So, I might as well say what I'm saying now. So I think as of now, the breakfast show particularly, and the drive show, we won't be doing those until the 1st of September. Okay, so that gives us a couple of weeks to get ourselves together. And then, and we'll come back new and improved. You'll have some variation along the way, because we're not going to leave you programless, amen, in the morning, because we know you like something on the way to work. But the usual breakfast team of myself and Paul, Mark, and Josephine. We'll be taking a moment, and behind the scenes, we'll be working hard. And if you are out there and you'd like to contribute in any way to the radio, I need to say it publicly, please holler at us. We will look at what you have and see how it fits within the ethos that we're rolling with, and definitely move in that direction. We want to make the radio the best we can, because we're doing it for Jesus the Christ. But over to you, Craig, because this UCY thing. I looked at the list of things, programs, and I think out of all the programs, you have more programs.
Yeah, we have. We have. I was saying the children have done over 200, almost 300 episodes.
Yeah.
Since they started, so enough to last.
Yeah.
Another 5 years.
Yeah.
So we have done a lot of programs because we do them weekly, and the children have been on a break since my sister passed. Had a break, and we're gonna, as you do, revamp and come again.
Yeah.
Because as I said, some of the children are now teens and want to do their own teens program and get some more new children on board. So
yeah. So we will be taking a summer break. So guys, remember, can you spread the word for us? And I'll be on in the morning, just briefly, just to make that announcement again, so that everyone is aware of what we're doing, and we'll be back with a bang. I'm telling you, we love Josephine, we love Tamara, but every now and then people move on, and we give, listen, man, those two, particularly Josephine.
Josephine has been a great.
I mean, what a servant.
Yeah.
What a servant. You talk about education. She taught us.
Yeah. And it's where I say you have the young people who can do some amazing things, and don't be afraid if you want to get some of the.
Well, I'm literally, that's what I'm saying, Craig. Some of your folk that know the presenters, they may be the ones to read the devotions and read the news in the morning and read the stuff and add some youthful energy to what we're doing, man.
We have a whole lot of UCY children who are ready to do that.
So we'll have that conversation, man. Dr. Craig just answered the prayer. Amen. It answered the prayer. But Craig, tell us how to get hold of you.
Yeah, so to get hold of me, you can go to my website, my personal website, that has all my information. It's CraigYoung. www.craigyoung.co.uk. So easy to Craig spelled with an E. That's CRAIGEYOUNG.co.uk. And you will find all about me, all that I do, and get in touch. My numbers and my email, info@craigyoung.co.uk. My UCY website is just being updated for all information. So if you go to the UCY website, it will say down for a minute because you're updating that. But the UCY website is www.ucy.org.uk. You can find us on social media, UCY at UCY or United Children and Youth. And just search for me, Craig Young, and you'll find all about me on my website, and my details are on there.
Great, Craig Young. And when you can put someone's name in Google and it comes up, their name comes up, that's when you know they're famous. So you can do that with Craig Young. But the only thing is you may get a few Craig Young, so make sure
but make sure you have it with an E.
With an E.
Yeah, Craig with an E.
With an E.
Yeah.
Good. That's important to know. So listen, guys, we're gonna roll out of here. Craig is typing away to somebody. He's putting the digits in there.
Yeah.
The website, in the chat on Instagram, and so check that. And of course, the chats they do stay, don't they? Once we save it, it will stay. So it's on there now. Listen. Aside from that, it's been a wonderful Sunday morning. The programming will continue as scheduled. Of course, we got the heavy hitters coming in this afternoon Claudia Walsh. Let's Talk Business, and then we've got the man himself, the Timbrel Show. He'll be on with a little gospel jazz for you at 8 o'clock. Dr. Trevor Johnson will be on with Reflections, and then the rest of the evening will continue as scheduled. And in the morning, of course, we'll have some variation just to make an announcement of the breakfast show, and then we'll continue the schedule as normal. Breath of Life will now come on at 12. At 10 is our addiction program. And by the way, on Tuesdays, we run the addiction program. And I want to say, man, we have about 11 people, Craig, that's we're on step 7 now. So consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, and one of them sent me a message last week and said, I'm ready to set my quit date.
You see, that's a great thing about your radio. It's not just about playing music
Yes.
and talking.
Yes.
It's about,
Yeah.
the whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's about evangelism. It's
Yeah.
about, commitment. It's about
Yeah.
education. It's more than just a radio station.
More than a radio station.
That we do, yeah.
And listen, man, so if you'd like to know more, just hit me up on the WhatsApp, 0745-964-2898. And you can join us at any part of the program. So even though we're on step 7, you will get something in step 7, step 8, step 9, 10 to 12 that will help you get over the bad habit or the addiction that you're battling with. And that is every Tuesday on Zoom. So I can send you that information. Sponsored by the Acton Seventh-day Adventist Church. And I want to thank them, man. They came alongside us here at Adventist Radio London. And Craig, you mentioned sponsorship. That's the stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're shouldering the load.
Yeah.
They're sending the stuff out. They're keeping in contact. They're doing all of that. And we're doing, well, I should all, but we're presenting.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant, to work with a church that can do some follow-up. And we were talking about it outside here this morning.
Yeah.
And that's how it ought to be.
Probably this is the time to say we need some ambassadors for
Yes.
radio.
Some Adventist Radio London ambassadors. Craig has put this on my head for a while now. I think it was a year ago. He went to a conference,
the GAIN conference.
the
in
GAIN
Montenegro.
conference, and
Yep.
came back with this stuff and presented it to us as presenters, and that's always stuck in my mind. And today he reminded me. So if you would like to be, well, not like to be, there's some of you I'm going to make because you're already ambassadors.
Yeah,
we just need to
ambassadors,
give you a
yeah.
little title.
Yeah.
But Adventist Radio London ambassadors, to help us be the people on the ground.
Yeah.
The people that will go and represent, the people that will go and pray with people, the people that would reach out and let people know what's happening radio-wise, how to give back, how to, like Craig was talking about his conference, how to be a part of that and encourage people to come, all of those things. So we'll come up with a nice job description. I hope Craig could help me with that.
Can write the job description.
The buzzword is job description this morning.
Job description, yeah. So we'll write the job description. We need ambassadors who we can, once we have the people who get in touch and want the support, we can say, refer you to them or them to you, and you can then support them from on the ground. Yeah. Because we can't be everywhere.
That's right.
And we are reaching people all over the world.
Listen, man, this has become a global thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure when they said call Adventist Radio London, they thought we were just going to be for London. Now we just need to call it Adventist Radio. Just drop the London.
Yeah, just drop the London
because people are calling and emailing and sending messages from around the world.
And with technology, we are always accessible 24/7 anywhere on the line around the world.
Oh no, we got a complaint. Oh no breakfast show and no drive show. Oh Lord, for 2 whole weeks. There'll be some variation. You'll get the music, you'll get all the things, the children's store, you'll get all of those things in it. But what we need to do is be mindful that the quality of programming must be on a level, and we got to make the changes that will work accordingly. So, guys, pray for us as we make those changes, and who knows, we may convince Josephine to come back at least one day a week.
Yeah. I'll probably get an AI version.
Get an AI version of Josephine. I'd like to see what that would look like. She'll cuss me out for saying that.
What are you saying? It will be looking.
I'm not saying nothing.
Okay.
I'm not saying nothing. Yeah, I'm not saying, because people always get Josephine confused, because on radio. And because she said she's from Ghana and
right.
So the people, when they see her, and they think, okay, they was expecting a dark-skinned Ghanaian lady, and of course, because her daddy's English, so that's she's not what they anticipate. So
we can give them different versions.
And she looks at them with a smile because she knows what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, guys, it's been real. We're about to pray out of here. Coming up next, of course, is the Breath of Life, and that will be constant now. We're just going to pray the series from Pastor Devin Snell of Oakwood, and some great discussions, guys. These are not sermons; these are topics. And the one we're going to pray today is whether or not you should change your church. You know, what is your church doing for you? Boy, I tell you, get ready to rumble. This is a big one, and God bless. Love the show, guys. Praying for you all. Thank you, and that's the bishop himself, Theo, from Chiswick, KNT Photography. Sorry, I'm not sure if I should expose you like that, but I just did. Father, we want to thank you for Craig. Thank you for his ministry. Thank you for the life you've allowed him to live with his family. Thank you that he's willing to follow your lead in this ministry that he's working with. Lord, it's not just to children. And I think that was clear today. With the career fair coming up and the conference, we know that's for everybody. With the AI situation that he's willing to help our parents and our listeners with the whole farming and education through the growth mindset. Lord, that reaches everybody, including me today. And so we thank you for Craig's ministry, and we pray that you will continue to bless him abundantly. We also pray, Lord, you'll be with Adventist Radio London, and pray that as we move forward, Lord, your Spirit will guide us now in a new way, with new directions, new energy, and ultimately leading people to the kingdom of God. Thank you again. We love you and we thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen and amen. Guys, you take care and listen to a few songs, and then we're back with Breath of Life. It's Adventist Radio London.